real. It's Sigma Prepper, where wisdom is the key. We're ready for the future, staying ahead and staying free. When the world goes dark, we won't be shedding a tear. We prep with our minds, never ruled by fear. It's not the list of preps, it's the knowledge we flex. Gaining understanding and solving what's next. No sitting by a fire, eating squirrels on sticks. We'll be navigating chaos using Sigma Prepper's tricks.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
SHTF, we break it down smart. From the big picture view to the detail in the parts. Drew Law's got you, his knowledge on tap. Real-time strategy, he cuts through the crap. From the high IQs to the tech we choose. We're ahead of the game, we never gonna lose. We stay prepared, never needing to fight. Join Sigma Prepper and we'll make it through the night.
It's seeing the signs, reading tomorrow through intelligent minds. Survival's more than just having a plan. It's about how you act when it all hits the fan. Join our Discord where knowledge is prime. The wolf pack's there for you every time. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. We're on a mission, there's no turning back. From crisis to strength, we'll survive the storm. It's knowing you've been able since the day you were born. Survival's an art, we sharpen the blade. We adapt, we survive, we're not afraid. Get yourself comfy for the Sigma Prepper show. The time is counting down and we're nearly good to go. Prepare your mind, cause intelligence is the key. Owning our instincts, we don't freeze, fight or flee. Knowledge is power, it's the ultimate force. No following the herd, we just create a new course. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. Support me on Patreon to gain the edge. Discounts and freebies, just make a pledge. The countdown's done, it's time to go. Sigma Preppers Live, let's start this show.
Welcome Wolfpack. Welcome Campfire Catch-up. 8th of March 2025. You know how we do. We are boy Drew here on the Sigma Prepper channel. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining me. We're asking a question: top 10 threats of all time facing Western society right now today. And we've got a vote rocking about it as well. So please get your vote cast right now. I've uploaded a screenshot of it onto the Discord server. Great place to be a member of. It's completely free as well. So if you're watching this afterwards, if you're watching this when it's not live, then it looked like this. This is the vote we got going tonight, so please do cast yours. What is the top SHTF threat facing Western society right now? So is it AI and fourth industrial revolution, inflation and economic crisis, global conflict, or other? And if it's other, in brackets, let me know in the chat. So do just that. And this is where we're at. So thank you very much. Thank you as well to Tats for joining us, our most recent member to the Discord server. So thank you to everyone who's joined and making it such a great place to be, and such a knowledge base of survival and prepping information, which is exactly its intention. So it's worked out perfectly. It's grown beautifully, and thanks to all you, it's a wonderful place to hang out, make friends, get your memes in there, get your quotes in there. Thank you to everyone who joined me last weekend, where we had the Sigma Prepper live show, the live show for preppers. What do I want? I could do with being in the right folder, I reckon. But yeah, so if you missed that, it was a good laugh. Do you remember? This is a flex test. Yeah. Do you remember who won the Sigma Prepper quiz last week with a 7 out of 7? 100% success, ultimate win on the Single Prepper quiz. Don't forget, we do that once a month on the Single Prepper live show, the live show for preppers. So the first of every month, that was last week. You'll see it on my channel. If you missed it, it's a great one to always make sure you catch up with. So let me see who remembers what from last week, if you were here. Why do you look so tanned? Do I look tanned? Is it the white balance? Have I got the temperature a little bit warm, darling? I'll tell you what though, I have sat in the sun for the last 3 or 4 days in a row. Don't forget, because I spent most of my formative adult life in Southeast Asia and in the Middle East and places like Cyprus, right, where it's like 35 degrees centigrade all the time. Your body adapts to that and it's just kind of stuck like that. So the minute my skin sees light again, and don't forget, this is why I suffer so horrifically with that whole sad syndrome thing, you know, the old not having any sunlight bidney, right? maybe it's connected, right? Yeah, my skin just reacts immediately to it. I know I've never worn sunscreen, I've never worn sunglasses. And yeah, this is how it looks. So I've been writing lots of notes actually. I've been doing a lot on my book as well, the Ultimate Guide to Prepping. Oh, talking of which as well, I've got something else. I've got so much going on, right? So first of all, the Winter Prepping Guide, right? So the Winter Prepping Guide was something I launched free to the Patreon and VIP members a few months ago when it was before the beginning of winter. Ideally, I need to be in the right folder again. This is so like last minute. It's not lastminute.com, but it felt like it. And I'm not going to blame it on anyone else, but Magic Hand, Mrs. Single Prepper, has had some guests this evening, which caused a bit of a ruckus. Oh no, I can't tell you that. Can I? I might do. Right, let me get the right folder open because what I need, and then we'll be all right. Thank you to our supporters. Oh, don't forget as well, I've done the same as usual. So I've turned the ads off. You might get one when you first land on the video, but that should be about it. Because I love you, right? So, and because people do super chats and stuff, I'd rather turn the ads off so it doesn't interrupt us catching up around the campfire like we like to do. You'll notice it's actually the apocalypse campfire we've got rocking tonight. It felt a little bit more apt. So we got the apocalyptic campfire burning rather than our corporate campfire. When I say corporate campfire, I'm talking about that would be the campfire that you would usually expect to see on the Single Prepper website, which looks like this. Yeah. So this is the corporate campfire, right? So we're not using it today. We are going to be looking at SHTF Intel though, which is another page on the Single Prepper website. So this is what we're going to be looking at today, because in here, don't forget, is where we have our list of all of the threats, the global threat analysis page on the Single Prepper, right? Now I updated this recently, but we're going to be updating it again subject to what you come up with tonight, right, around the campfire, where we're chatting about the top 10 threats that we think they are. So I think that we might need to jig some of these around based on what we talk about today, but we'll discuss it and we'll see how this ends up looking towards the end of the night. And I've got it all set up so I can literally edit it live on the webpage, right? So we can get it rocking. But I thought I wanted to update you. I wanted to involve you in it when we do the updates so that it feels more like a community thing, because that's the whole point, right? Most of it comes from a lot of the research I do and the stuff that I follow, and a lot of the sources that I use, of which most of them are shared in my Ultimate Guide to Prepping book. There's an entire chapter on that, SHTF Sources it's called. And so that's how I normally put it together, but I'm really interested to have your feedback and your input as to where you think things should be rated on the global threat analysis chart that I have on the website. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight. We've got a vote to go along with that. And that was a great way of just stalling while I was opening the right folder, by the way, in case you wonder what that was about, right? But basically, this is the Winter Prepping Guide that I was chatting about, right? I launched this a month ago or something like that to the Patreon VIPs as a free book that I wrote as well for winter prepping. I think it's about 40 odd pages or something. So this goes into the depths of various bits and pieces. Winter vehicle kit. It's all listed, all beautifully done as you'd expect from me. And so this is all ready for you to download as you're a Patreon VIP member. This section took me absolutely forever to put together, but I'm really pleased with how it came out. Some of these sections are actually I've pulled from the full Sigma Prepper Ultimate Prepping Guide, but most of it specifically for the Winter Prepping Guide. You even got a little list here that you can tick off. I zoom in for you. You know, you can tick the things that you've got and what you haven't got, and you can save the document as well as a PDF. It's an interactive PDF. Don't forget to save. And then we've got a sneak peek as well to another part of my book, which is surviving natural disasters. So I've given you the blizzards and ice storms section preview here, since obviously Winter Prepping Guide seemed kind of appropriate. So blizzards and ice storms, you've got a whole section there talking about what to look out for, and all sorts, right? So anyway, SHF Intel sources is a bit of a snapshot in there as well I've given you. So awesome Winter Prepping Guide, right? So anyway, the VIP, Patreon and YouTube members, thank you so much to each and every one of you. Couldn't do this without you. I really appreciate your support of the channel, whether it's a couple of bucks a month or 30-50 bucks a month to a few of you over time. And Tracy J with the super chats, and Robert McNamara, and Laughs Me, and things like this. Absolutely wonderfully appreciated. So thank you, everyone. So this is how I'm able to give you things like free prepping guides, right, and free books. So I rolled that out to the Patreon VIPs. I like to do to give them something for supporting me. But I'm actually now rolling it out publicly to everyone at the same time as rolling something else out publicly to everyone as well, which I've worked on for quite a bit in the background. And again, you see the VIP Patreon members have already signed up to this, and they've already got this for free as well, just because I love them and they love me, right? So also, the Ultimate Wolfpack Report is officially launched as of the 1st of this month, because everything that I do, essentially, business-wise, I launch on the 1st of April. It's the traditionally known to be the New Year's Day, before they came around and messed up the calendar and took a month out and jigged them all about and all that kind of business, right? So before they did all that, April the 1st is the best time. Don't make any New Year's resolutions. Make your resolutions on April the 1st. It's when everything comes to life. It's when it begins. It's when it starts. It's when it grows. When it comes out of hibernation and gets rocking, right? So the first newsletter I am going to be publishing is going to be on the 1st of April. So you've got literally a couple of weeks to get yourself signed up for free to the Ultimate Wolfpack Report, which will be start off as a monthly report that will go out to you via email. Free survival guides and insider intel. So all you got to do is, what should I call you? Whack your name in there, whack your email address in there, job done, right? Join free now. Now, there was a bunch of stuff I was going to be doing in this newsletter. It meant it would have been something you'd have to pay for, but I've decided I'm going to do it as a free magazine style newsletter, community mag thing that goes out, right? Now, the link to this is in the description of this video. I've not published it on the website front end on the homepage yet, but it will be. I'm giving you that are watching right now first dibs on it after the Patreon. So this is obviously what you also get as part of this, you see, as well as getting free access to the Wolfpack Report. You're also getting in fact, the onboarding email you'll get, the welcome email that I spent forever putting together. Obviously, I'm award-winning website designer, right? So I get a little bit fanatical when it comes to things like email. I don't want it to just be some normal looking email, right? So basically, this is what the email should look like when it arrives to you as your onboarding welcome email. You're all joined up, right? Welcome, Drew Law, lucky member ID. You got to make a note of your lucky member ID, right? So this is what your welcome onboarding email look like. You see this global threats updated. We're doing that now. We got tiers returning as well. So this is what you're going to get. And the winter prepping guide is all in that email as well. So you'll be able to download that, all linked in and clickable and stuff. So there'll also be a link in there to view in browser like I'm doing here, so you can see how it should look. But you know what emails like, whether it's Outlook or Windows Mail or iOS Mail or Yahoo Mail, is all gnarly to make it look the same in every platform. So to view it in best style, get yourself over on click the view in browser when you get your onboarding link to see it in its full glory. So that's basically what you're rocking with. Link is in the description below where you can sign up for free to the Wolfpack report. And yeah, I'd strongly recommend doing it. I've already got the first edition pretty much good to go. It's going to be really cool when I have so much stuff ram-packed in there. And of course, right now, just in the welcome onboarding email you'll get sent to you will include the winter prepping guide completely for free as well. As a download. And so this is actually, I hate to say it, but this is at great cost to me. What I'm doing here for you in terms of this Wolfpack report, what it will be, what the implications for me is cost-wise. But even though I don't have any money at all at the moment, I just felt like this is the best way that we can connect with each other, and I can give you reports about things that I wouldn't necessarily give you on YouTube and other platforms like that, right? If you get what I mean. So the benefit of that is going to be, it's like a community report where we can all get together. All of the newsletter reports each month will have the same banner at the top, and then everything else is basically different from here on in, right? And there'll be top tips, and there'll be links to sort of interesting news reports and other things that will be like analysis reports. Tia will have her own segment as well, she'll be doing. So it's going to have so much going on with it, and it's completely free, despite what it cost me to do for you. But that's why we're all here, right? I'm really excited about it. I hopefully, let me know, patrons and YouTube members who should have already got themselves signed up. I think there's about 40 or so already from that group of members. So thank you everyone so far who's become part of that. So don't forget, on the 1st of April is when, theoretically, 1st or 2nd of April, the first report will be going out, 001. And there'll be lots of secret stuff in there going on behind the scenes as well. So I'm really excited about that. And thank you to our Patreon VIPs and our super chatterers for helping to keep me going long enough to be able to produce things like this for you ongoing. So I'd like to say cheers, love, peace and progress to the pack. Thank you everyone for making it such a great community to be a part of. Love each and every one of you. Thank you. Least I can do to give back. Thank you everyone. Yummy. So wow, reminder, switch from top messages to live chat replay. Daily survival, great to see you. Moderator of all moderators, Debbie Sermon in the house with her YouTube membership badge all rolled up. So lovely to see you all. Cecil the Duck Whisperer Andrews, lovely to see you. I'm going in reverse order here, so I'm just seeing who's in the house. Sorry, I've been babbling on for the last, I don't even know how many minutes. I think I got through the main thing so far. We've got so much lined up here, and I didn't want it to be an epically long monster sesh, right? But thank you to everyone who's voted in the live poll so far. 27 votes, looking good. What is the top SHDF threat facing Western society right now? Have your voice heard? I'll tell you what, it is. So many people said that it was like a super close, rule. That's a rule. I like to try and make them so they're really difficult to choose between. And I think I aced it this time round without sounding funny, because you got like 30%, 33% and 30%. So you really need to have your voice heard to swing that vote, because literally one vote can swing it now. It's so even Stevens, it's not even funny. And of course, one of the options is let me know in the chat if it's an other from the options that you've got there. And I'm sorry if I'm missing people throwing stuff in there. That was the point. And we'll go through it as the show goes. But anonymity, by the way, when we were talking about who won the single prepper quiz last week, survival quiz, it was anonymity. I don't know if anyone got it right. See, look, Daily Survivor's going on about me having a tan as well. Am I really looking tan? Am I tanned in the apocalypse? With a burning car in the background, isn't it? Evening, campers. Great to see you, Paul C in the house. Oh, Kaza, good to see you. Rue, getting on with it. We've had some lovely sunshine lately, haven't we? And I tell you what, I am inspired when I have the sun in my face, sitting outside my office with my iPad, making lists, doing my OCD business strategy lists of shit, and to-do lists, and working with all sorts of things, writing the finishing part of another chapter of the ultimate guide to prepping. I really was supposed to have that out already, and I really need to launch that in the next month or two. So I'm going to be launching a separate book, by the way. I think I told you before, but I decided that I'm not going to include the How to Survive World War III chapter, because as I've started building that chapter, it's about 80 pages on its own. So I'm just thinking that needs to be its own separate thing, and I need to try and keep it below 350 pages for the main book. And it's already above that. I'm already going to have to start trying to chop stuff back. So just to let you know, that's going to be coming soon. I've had a lot of people ask me about when's it coming, when can I get it? So I really appreciate your interest in it, which fills me with great confidence. And of course, if you want a taste of my writing style and illustration style, and of course, you can check that out by signing up free for the Ultimate Wolfpack Report, where the first, you're even just in your onboarding welcome email, you'll get access to the Winter Prepping Guide completely free. You can download it, click the button there. Bosh. You is in. Yeah, it's a completely interactive PDF. It'll work on your phone, on your tablet, on your PC. It's about the most compatible format I could think to do it in. So I hope that's received well. God dear, there's just so much going on. Pat Riot, I'm feeling rushed to try and even list all the things I wanted to keep you updated with. Cheers, everyone. Evening, Pat. Cheers to you, my man. There he is. Brother from a different mother. Robert McNamara. Just found out my daughter was out on a trail walk with her family and she got her car window smashed with a bat or something. Her purse was stolen. So sorry to hear that, Robert. I was going to make some comment about trouble seemingly finding you quite regularly, and I feel guilty even having had that thought, Robert, right? But I hope you understand where that thought came from when I'm feeling, because like with Maya and stuff, bless old Maya, she's like the Sigma Prepper Wolf Cub member who broke her ankle, unfortunately, who's got a plaster cast on her staff, young girl, Robert's granddaughter, and they've had bad weather that's caused issues before that. And just it seems to be a succession of things. And now his daughter's had her window smashed in, her purse taken out of the car. Oh, look, Robert. What an absolute superstar. And he's helping to keep the lights on and the internet connected as well. Thank you so much, Robert. I love you, man. I love your whole family, to be honest. We've become so close over the years, especially as a VIP patron. You see, Robert shares a lot of like his trips away in his RV and some of his hunting trips and stuff as well. It's great to see. You end up becoming like, you know, buddies, you know, you like care about each other because you know a lot about who their daughter is and who their granddaughter is and who their wife is, and you know what I mean? You've seen pictures of the place they go on holiday. Do you know what I mean? You can't help but become, you know, family-fied. It's really bad for me because there's like 1,000 people that I really give a shit about. Obviously, there's a bunch that I give more of a shit about than other people I've never really spoken to as much, like I have with some of our VIP members who we talk to voice quite regularly in our community chats on Discord. And so yeah, you just get to know about people's lives. It's very difficult to disconnect from that. So you've only got to care about me for those that do. Whereas, you know, I've got, I guess it's like a teacher in a classroom, you know, they've got to remember 30 people's names, whereas the kids in the class have only got to remember one name. Do you know what I mean? If you take that analogy in terms of caring about people. And one day I had literally, no word of a lie, and I was on the phone to somebody who's in the chat right now who will tell you what I'm talking about, but I had no less than about 6 people in one day who had epic things go wrong with them in their lives, who messaged me like as a confidant and as somebody to talk to about. And people say, oh, it must be really draining, but I mean it is, but it's not. And it's an example of what I mean about you end up caring about a lot of people. And so it's difficult. But I really appreciate those people that come to me with things. I'm not saying that I don't want you to share your problems with me anymore. I'm just saying that it's an example of where it's on a scale differently the other way back, right? Hope I explained that well enough. She lives in a beautiful small town, so it goes to show it doesn't matter. A-holes everywhere. Yeah, isn't it just, man? Even sleepy village towns here in the UK, Robert, are seemingly experiencing more crime than they ever have before. And the trend just isn't looking good, is it? Drew flashed a QR code a few weeks ago. I feel naughty that I spotted it and downloaded it. I'm glad you did, Drew, because, you know, that was exactly why I did it. And I mentioned it for those that didn't clock it in terms of, you know, you could scan for people's convenience. You know, if you wanted the winter prepping guide on your mobile device, I put the QR code there. So you could just download it straight away from the QR code if you wanted to get it off your phone from your PC, right? So, yeah, so Rue's talking about that. It's like, oh, I scanned it. But that was the whole point, so you could. But anyway, now you don't have to because you can get it free. And on top of that, you can get yourself free member of the Ultimate Wolfpack Report, right? And again, just literally name and your email, whatever name you put in there as a name, it'll address you in the email reports you get, right? Why get a Wolfpack Report? The Ultimate Wolfpack Report is more than just a simple newsletter. Obviously, you get in the winter prepping guide free as well, so it's like. But yeah, Howls and Growls segment, insider alerts and analysis, quote of the month and stuff like that. We'll be highlighting the winners of things like the ultimate quiz, the ultimate survival quiz that we do. So anonymity was the winner last week. So obviously we'll have another one on the 1st of April. And the winner of that will be in the newsletter and so on, right? So it's just one of them sort of community things, but at the same time, it's got loads of special stuff in there. And we'll be doing free giveaways and prizes based on your member ID. So when you sign up, right, and you get your welcome onboarding email, and like I say, it should look like this as an email. If you click the link to say view in browser, it will look like this in case your email client's messing it up, right? I've designed it in light mode and dark mode as well, so it's compatible as I can make it for people. But you see this lucky member ID here, right? You'll get issued one when you join as a member of the Wolfpack Report, right? And so that's going to be your lucky member number for a reason, right? Because I've already built like an algorithm with, well, Tia's running it, for those who know who Tia is, right? I've built an algorithm for her which is able to scale up and choose a random number, and it seems to work quite well. So the idea is that there'll be random things done for certain members based on your member ID as part of Wolfpack Report. So loads going on with it is all I'll say, right? Get involved because it's going to be great. Another great community as well, and there's lots of things planned for that as it all go on as it goes down the line, right? Oi, oi, Savaloy, Purple Flurple in the house. UK Urban Preppers in the house as well with us. Everybody Neil Beforth. Great to see you, my man. I hope you're well. Debbie Sermon, I've said hello to already. Doesn't mean I can't say hello again. I've missed so many people. Jenny Simon's with us as well. Hey, Johnny. And Carolyn Rose. Darn hot here. Son out hospital after op. He's so grumpy. Great to hear he's out, though. Yeah, look, Rue saying there, got the confirmation here. Looks amazing on Apple iPhone email. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for the confirmation. I haven't tested it. I've tested on a few platforms, maybe 4 platforms. Thank you to Daily Survival, because I tested 2 different platforms with her. Yeah, so maybe 6 different platforms. But Daily Survival was so patient with me. She's like my head of security and chief moderator, right? And I must have sent her, God knows how many, I don't know how many test emails you've had from... But thank you to those that helped me test it. And also, that was part of rolling it out to the Patreon VIPs and the YouTube members as a soft launch last week. Was it a couple of weeks ago? So they got first dibs on it. And obviously, they had the winter prepping guide download like a month or 2 ago as well. So there's many benefits to being a VIP Patreon member. That's all I'll say. It's been a pretty crappy few weeks, says Robert. Oh, man. I don't like hearing that. I've been doing, oh, do you know what? Libra Stella, you just reminded me. Do you know, literally today, I've only just realised, because I was setting something up to do with Google Calendars, right? And I noticed that it was Shrove Tuesday on Tuesday, which for me is like epic, because I really like pancakes, and that's essentially Pancake Day. Magic Hand, what happened? What happened to Pancake Day on Tuesday? It's like, oh man, it just literally came and went. Let me know live in the chat if you had Pancake Shrove Tuesday and you did. It's because how do I get to show off my pancake flipping skills if we don't do pancake? It's like once a year I get to show my prowess of flipping pancakes, and I haven't had my opportunity this year, right? Oh man, look, all the respect going for Robert McNamara being our first and only super chatterer tonight. I really appreciate you, Rosie. You're such a superstar. Oh man, there's so much going on. I need to show you so many things as well. Band again is with us in the house live. Great to see you. Sorry, Cypher to Cypher. Okay, I've seen a message in the video, but I'm just not seeing it on the chat itself. WTF. Civil War, good one, Band again. Referring to the options you got for the live chat. Oh, it has been swung a little bit. It got 34 votes now, and is slightly more towards one than the other now. So do vote live in the poll for the what is the top SHTF threat facing Western society right now, right? Let us know, and we're talking about it, and we're going to go through, and I will be updating live. I'm intending to update the SHF Intel page on the singleprepper.com website, right? If you look on the main SHF Intel there, right, you land here. This is the last Warzone Wednesday video. I usually update that on this page. Funnily enough, we were talking about AI and 6th gen warfare. Yeah, 5th and 6th generation warfare tactics in that one. It's a really good show. I think so anyway. I spent hours putting them slides together. I think it was about 88 slides of that one in the end. It might even be linked in the description below if you're lucky. But anyway, so this is what we're chatting about today. We're going to be doing this up, right? This is, I've had, to be honest, this is, I was just going to say over the last like three odd years or whatever this has been here, right? I don't know. I was going to say how many times things have actually shifted around. I must say I do find myself shifting these around. I know because it takes a long time fucking about doing it. But I've shifted these around quite a bit. But overall, we have stayed kind of. I mean, tell a lie. I did crank up the. Okay, so I think this meteorite impact. I was planning to crank the meteorite impact up because don't forget there was that report about 2032. Did you see about that? 2032 talking about an asteroid that's going to go potentially, and even if that doesn't, you've got 2029. You've got Friday 13th. Of March. Don't know. 2029, Friday 13th. Let me know live in the chat if you know what I'm chatting about. Apophis is swinging by. And if it doesn't hit us on the first swing by, then it's kind of going to pretty much almost guarantee hit us in 2032. So, but I thought that was the same one. But this other one in 2032 is a different one. They've only just found that one recently. Whereas Apophis they've known about since like late 90s or early 2000s or something like that. Anyway, cheers everyone. So I felt like I just need to have a little chat with the wolf pack, right, and figure out where we're feeling this should be. Now I tell you something that could well be added on, because there's nothing stopping us adding more on here if you think I haven't covered something. And I am feeling like the 4th Industrial Revolution and the AI revolution. I don't know what we would call that. I mean, this is what I've put as part of the, we can refer to that here on the Discord server, look, because on the main hangout, which is where you land when you first join, just like Tats here did. But here's a screenshot of the live poll we got, right? What is the top SHF threat facing Western society right now? And you see the top one here is AI and 4th Industrial Revolution, right? So this is like robots taking over and, universal basic income having to be rolled out because no one's got a job because AI's doing it all, right? This kind of shit. A little bit like when the steam engines came up and then everyone doing horse and cart were basically unemployed from day one. This is going to be way more rapid than that, right, with the AI revolution and things. So that's at the top. Inflation, economic crisis, which has actually been doing quite well in the votes at the moment, in the live one we've got going. And then you've got global conflict with whatever you think's going on with whatever. China, America, Russia, so on. Ukraine, Europe, Russia. Britain and Russia on their own, apparently, next. Or other, let me know live in the chat, yeah. So do let me know live in the chat. Thank you to everyone who's voted so far. But it is interesting to see how it's playing out. And then we'll be talking about those things as we go through tonight and see what we feel about them threats. Valentine's Day joke was hi to all the beautiful ladies and to the ugly one. Cheer up, it's Pancake Day next week. Brilliant. Oh, wow, like it. Thank you, keeping the links flowing. Day Survival, really appreciate it. I bought for lunch a Japanese pancake, vegetable ones. Can't be doing vegetable ones. It's because I only associate, like living in Thailand as well for quite a few years. You know, you get the guys who do the pancakes on the little side of their motorbike gig. Do you know what I mean? With a stainless steel little pancake. Crepes, they call them, but they're basically pancakes, right? And you have like Nutella and strawberries and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, kind of thing. Anyway, all of the above, pretty much. Geez, massive spider in the bathroom sink. Whoosh, get your crock off, girlfriend. Crock it. I'm only joking. Get your cup from the cupboard. A card underneath. Oh man, right. So let's have a look what we got going, because I had loads of things we're supposed to be talking about. We haven't talked about any of them yet, but it's been lovely seeing you all nonetheless. Right, so we've done the newsletter thing. We've launched that, so it is what it is. Do what you want with that. You know about the SHGF Intel page, so we're doing that. Let's just get these. Got a couple of tweets here sitting here, so might as well get these out of the way, and then I'll close this browser window down. So here's one here, look. Let me just sort the audio out. Now, obviously, bit of disclosure, because I have to say that this is clearly, obviously, I mean, I shouldn't have to say it, but I do, right? Just for entertainment purposes only, and this is an AI edited video. This video has been edited by AI. It is not real, it is fake. All right. There you go, I said it. So with that said, moving on. Here we go, check it out.
We thought that baggie...
Hold on.
That was yours. We thought that baggie belonged to Hunter. You know, I think the Secret Service probably still has it somewhere.
I have been stealing the money.
I'm sorry, what's that now?
I must to speak honestly. I steal many of USA dollars to Ukraine. Millions. Some dollars for some oligarchs also. Some for American bureaucrats also.
Well, we know that, but why are you telling me this?
Because, Mr. Trump, if you end war, we cannot steal any more money.
I just have to say again, this is completely AI made, right? This is not real. Just so the algo doesn't try macing me and tasing me, right? I know it's reasonably convincing. Well, it's not, but it is, right? I just have to say that because, you know, it's got a bit silly nowadays. But this is the point of why we've got the AI Fourth Industrial Revolution on the list of threats to humanity. If nothing else, and I talked about this, don't forget as well, did I not? In the Warzone Wednesday, episode 6, as part of that podcast series. Go and check them out. You learn so much from it, Lich. Depth, detail, all there, right? But the last one was talking about AI, and combined with episode 4, was it, with the psychological and information warfare. We were talking about this at length, about how dangerous it is with, you know, things like this being done with world leaders, calling other world leaders out, and it looks like it's real, and then it changes the perceptions of people and the lens they see things through from then on. There's a lot of times you see that people don't actually end up ever knowing that the thing that they saw that led them to the opinion they hold was never real in the first place. There's so many, I don't want to pick just his name out of a hat, but so many people don't like Trump. I'm not talking about, it's unlikely any of you lot, right? If you don't like Trump, you'll not like him for probably good reason. And if you do like him, you'll probably like him for good reason, right? That's all I'll say about that. Because there's a 50-50 split in it, right? But the point is that... Well, anyway, let's just play the video, sorry.
We must continue war.
No, the war must end. Your people are dying, Zelensky. They're dying.
Good. I want to steal more money. What do you want? Fellatio, I can do it.
Oh, God, we can't. Sorry. Oh. Anyway, you get the idea. So this is the kind of thing I notice is floating around in major quantities on TikTok, right? Sorry, on X. I mean, actually, it started with this one. I think this is the one that kicked it off for those that haven't been following the interwebs over the last week or whatever.
Actually measured my dick and it's a good 12 inches long, while yours, Mr. Zelensky, is really short. I mean, what do you have? Something like a 2-inch micro penis, and you think you can sit and talk with the grown-ups?
Wait a minute.
No,
you
shut
lied.
the fuck up.
That's
not only
not
do you
true.
have a micro
Not
penis,
micro.
which is an important point, but on top of that, you refuse to share your Pokemon cards, and that's not nice.
So first of all, a 2-inch penis is not a micro penis, okay? And
I saw it again. I have to say, this is obviously, again, this is fake. This is AI generated and it's completely and utterly made up, right? It's just for entertainment purposes only and for the purposes of narration and review.
for your second point, my Pokemon cards are all mine and I don't have to share them if I don't want to. I work super hard to get them.
No.
And they're really special to me. So I'll keep them.
You don't understand. You can't continue to play with us if you refuse to share
It's
your
not fair.
cards. Calm
It was
down.
my
Let
mom
me
who gave
explain.
them to me.
I understand that
That's
you're not
not
happy,
cool.
buddy, but that's how it is when you
Cool.
play with friends.
I'll tell you what, it's just the voices are very well done. Of course, you know, using tools like 11 Labs and stuff like that, right? For that kind of a thing. Mapping voices and things. But yeah, so this is the kind of thing that's been floating around quite a lot. I noticed on Twitter particularly it's quite heavy. I mean, it makes sense for obvious reasons, right? This is something that I remembered about ages ago. I didn't actually look to see when this post was from. Okay, it's recent. But you know, I don't know if you're familiar with this image, but this image was like from ages and ages ago. I forget how long ago it was. Like a couple of years. It was like soon after it happened and he was supposed to have been, you know, whatted. And then somebody flew a drone over to Little St. James Island, if you know what that is. Epstein Island, yeah, that's the official name is Little St. James Island, right? And there was a lot of research done on it. And they sent drones over, and this is the picture they got looking down, and guess who? Matey boy on the island, right? With the gardener maintenance man here just chatting about it in the golf cart, and they're the same golf carts that run around the thingy bob. I watched the original video that this came out of years ago, and it's just surfaced again today. Obviously the question being, is he even unalived, right? Based on pictures like that. And then it gets deeper where people get into it. Let's start with the body. Who viewed the body? New York Chief Medical Examiner Barbara Sampson is the one that ruled out suicide. While her ancestry does not say directly she is Jewish, one would say it's likely. You see, he gets into all that, right? Looks at all their backgrounds. I won't bother showing you all that because it gets gnarly. But it was bad enough already like 5 years ago in the truther community, 10 years ago in terms of trying to figure out what was fake and what was real. And this is the real problem we're entering now as part of this new sort of society driven by AI and content creators and, you know, mainstream becoming so irrelevant now to people getting their news from social media platforms. And to be honest, rightfully so, you're more likely to get true news from social media than you are from the mainstream, as we know. But only if you understand the sheer level of it is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, because there's so much disinformation. Again, that Warzone Wednesday episode all about psychology and information warfare covers a lot of that, right? All the techniques used, yeah, the astroturfing, the cyber bots, you know, the all the manipulation that goes on. This is what I'm saying about a lot of people who hold opinions about certain things and certain people. They're not really based on anything in reality. It's just what they've been brainwashed into thinking. It's very frustrating. And it's very, it's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them they've been fooled, as they say. I've got button mushroom envy. Like it. Good to see you, Funky's Barrister. The dancing pervert, they call him in Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if people know why they call him that, but I can give you an example, because you know I like to come prepared. But this is what he's talking about. Now, I have to say now, right? I've got to say before we go on. Now, this isn't AI created. This isn't. Are you with me? This is not, and I repeat, not AI created, because I could get done for misinformation the other way around then, couldn't I? Saying that this is AI created when it's not, it's real. Right? So this is real. This is not AI. This is literally what Matey Boy there is just chatting about. Matey Boy here. This is the real Matey Boy. Look at the state of it. And I'm lich, man. It's not AI. You can check it out yourself. This is what we're dealing with. Look at the state of it. It's amazing. Oh no, don't. Oh, stop. I can't even watch it. I mean, most of you have probably seen this one already. This one's super famous. No, I'm telling you, no amount of sheets. No amount of sheets that have me doing that on a stage, let alone in private, anything. Or whatever. Look at the state of it. Oh, Putin here laughing about, right? Because don't forget, this was all done in Moscow. This is where Zelensky lived, in Moscow, not in Ukraine, just so you know. Right? So yeah, this was, I guess that's what you're talking about there. Banned again. Check all your beliefs, they may have been put there. Amen. Yeah, it's good to see you all with us. Thank you for being with us. Keeping us company on a Saturday night. We should be partying. Yeah? My tea's cold already. Cheers, everyone. I've got a little snacky chocolate bar, which I'm going to have. I don't know if we've had any takers to the Wolfpack report, but please do go and take advantage. Yeah? So spend a lot of time in that. It's going to cost me a lot of money to send each report out as well. So I'm going to make sure they're good. Not just good, ultimate, which is why it is the ultimate Wolfpack report. And like I say, links in the description of this video below. And you can just get yourself joined up for free. Ain't got to spend no money on nothing. The ultimate Wolfpack report. Get your name in there. Get your email in there. Hit the join free now button and you're rocking. I couldn't have made it any easier for you. Well, I could have done, I suppose, if I entered it in for you. You just tell me what your email address is and what your name is and I'll do it for you and then hit enter for you. It's just a bit tricky, man. It's going to take ages. It'd be easier for you to do it. Right? Yeah, I'll tell you what else would be nice as well, because so many people haven't. I know, it's rude, but so many people haven't even leant forwards to hit the like button yet. And like I've been babbling for an hour, giving loads of free stuff away, winter prepping guides, Wolfpack reports, you name it. And they haven't even hit the like button in return, let alone sharing it on their social media. Do you know what I mean? I know, it's bad, isn't it? The thing that's scary is all the techniques and manipulation programs we've done in the past have taught AI exactly how to take us over in a way that we appreciate it, isn't it? They'll have you begging for it. Good to hear, Debbie Poos. Good to hear. Did you see the one I sent out on the YouTube members? Because you are a YouTube member, Debbie. I don't know if you get notifications from the YouTube membership thing where you get behind the scenes stuff, including stuff like winter prepping guides, and I soft launched the newsletter Wolfpack report to the YouTube members and V.I.P members first. You were actually just guinea pigs. I just didn't want you to know you were guinea pigs for the soft launch of the Wolfpack report to make sure there wasn't any teething errors, but I had no one saying there was a single problem anywhere. So, well done, Drew. Perfect job. Flawless job. I checked the error logs as well on all 3 elements of scripts that I wrote that does what you see happening when you get that your end, right? And there's nothing in the error logs either. So I thought, right, okay. No excuses. Let's launch it. Let me add Uncle Scoob. So it's all up for you now. So yeah, the Great Warzone Wednesday video about AI and next generation warfare exposed. Where do we sign up for Wolfpack Report? Links in the description, Cypher. Or you can just, if you're really good at typing and you can be asked, yeah, then you can go on to sigmaprepper.com and then /wolf-pack-report. Wolfpack report with hyphens, basically. Or you can click the link in description. But this is like YouTube members that are with me tonight launch, right? There'll be a full-on launch of it, right? But this is the sub-secret launch to those that are with us tonight, right? And so when I do the launch, I'll also add it on the homepage. So on the sigmaprepper.com homepage, I'll add it in here. I'll probably add it in here. I mean, it'll be bigger than that, right? So that's the plan. And like I say, it should look like this when it comes through to you. It's like magazine style. I've made it. Spent a long time getting it the way I wanted it. Oh, what? Look at Connie Ricardo's being an absolute babe. You've got no idea how life-saving that is. I love you, Connie. And Jenny. Look at that. Just sent you the most tightest, longest, heart-rushing, squeezy hug that you've ever had and I've ever had, Connie. Of appreciation. Thank you so much, my darling. Regardless of what I mean to you, girlfriend, it's about what you mean to me, because it's people like you who allow me to work like a mad professor over wintertime, because I can't face the public in wintertime. It affects me big time. And so I have to just immerse myself in creativity and building and making stuff, which is why I've come to find myself always launching new things on the 1st of April in the spring when all the eggs are hatching. Oh, it's going to be a wonderful 2025. How are you feeling it? However, is it? Because it depends what we think is going to be the biggest threat facing us in the whole wide world. I'll tell you what, it's becoming quite leaning towards a certain direction, actually. Right? And so for those that know what I'm chatting about, because if you haven't voted live in the chat, then you won't see what the actual sway of the vote is yet until you check it out, right? So I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to look by voting yourself. Look at the love going out to Connie. Yeah, rightfully so as well. Such a babe, man. So in terms of if I was able to even pay the bill that I'm going to have to pay for the Wolfpack report in 8 days, I was wondering how I'd even pay that, which is why I hadn't launched it for a week. So I thought, thank you, Connie. I love you, honey. Such a wonderful person. There she is, look. Look at that gorgeous face. Oh, look at the flex. Look at the flex. Rollable sheets. There you go. Thank you, Daily Survival. Moderate of all moderate, keeping the links flowing in the chat with the old Wolfpack report. Look. Sigmaprepper.com Wolfpack report. So just click on that link. Like I say, in the description of this video as well, you should see it. And then, yeah, get yourself joined up. Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. It's been a while. I've been kind of out of touch. Missing you big time, Connie. I tell you what, I'll send you a WhatsApp message anyway. I think I sent you one before, and I think you did listen to it. So I think we're back in. So yeah, maybe I'll send you another WhatsApp, and then you can give me an update and see what's been going on. I'll do one of my crazy WhatsApp audio messages that go on for like 12 minutes. Oh dear, it's so lovely. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here with us. We've shown Zelensky dancing about. I need to quickly. We've got so many things to show you. I don't even know where to start. We haven't even already done any prep. Well, we have done a bit of prepping stuff, haven't we? We've got quite a few prepping things actually to get on with. But I like to shake it up a bit. That's the whole point of these campfire catch-ups. You know, we keep it informal. It's just really an opportunity for us all to get together, because we're not all alcoholics down the pub playing darts and pool. We don't have any mates, you see. We're all Sigmas, so we're just chilling out together around our campfire as a big wolf pack. Is basically how it works, right? And we all happen to be preppers, and that's why we all love getting together, because we learn all sorts of weird stuff, and we talk about what we think we need to get prepared for. And we might need to get prepared for painting elephants' toenails. Random, I know, but you know we like to do these random things here on Single Prepper just to sort of try and keep the vibe up, as well as not being all doom and gloom. Yeah, it's about remembering why we're even trying to survive and stay alive in the first place, and it's to enjoy Mother Nature, including just random things like an elephant keeper. Putting nail varnish on an elephant. But I just love the fact that an elephant's like well into it.
I know.
Well into it. I've seen another version of this video on her channel, and it literally puts its foot up and is looking at it like this. Yeah. So it knows it's happening.
She's like, whatever makes you happy. Like, if drawing on my toes makes you happy, I feel like I'm the toddler and she.
And she just, and like when you see the stance,
she's like, yeah,
right, I'll skip it a bit. But look, when you see, there was a bit where it lifted her leg up again.
Her regular toes. Let's do both.
But you see, she's just like standing up there on the.
Do I have work to do today? Yes.
With her feet up there. I think it's great. What was it? Last week I was showing you a giraffe chiropractor, and I wanted to be a giraffe chiropractor. Now I want to be an elephant handler.
Front toes done.
But look, it lifts his foot up to have a little look. Look at that.
You look.
Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. And I like us to try and appreciate nature and wildlife and animals. I think it's super important to balance things out. Yep, I see. It looks like information packets. Is that right? Or is it an email list? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Wolfpack report? When you join the Wolfpack email list, yeah, for the Wolfpack report newsletter, you'll get this is what will arrive in your email is your welcome onboarding email. And then on the 1st of April, if you're on the list, you'll get the monthly, and then at some point it'll become weekly subject to budget newsletters as part of the Ultimate Wolfpack report, which would be ram-packed full of stuff, but it's like magazine style, HTML webpage style. If it doesn't land in your inbox looking like that, make sure you allow images, and you've got a open in browser link that you'll have on the newsletters, each one as well, going forward. So it's all thought through. Trust me. We absolutely must, Connie. He's got everything in his trunk, isn't it? Stir that cup. Get the corners. Did anyone see that TV show years ago where scientists was dumped on an island to survive with no tools and no supplies? Crazy stuff. I think Drew would have survived. Do you know what? A lot of it is, I think if I look back to where I used to think I was a prepper, like 15 years ago, I called myself a prepper, and I was on radio shows doing interviews as a well-known prepper, but not under Sigma Prepper at the time. And funnily enough, when I look at Drew then, I think, fucking hell, man, you didn't know shit. I mean, I did, but nothing compared to now. But then people looked up to me like I knew my shit. But it's funny because I look at me then and I'm like, well, not really. Well, yeah, but not compared to now. Do you know? It's hard to explain. I'm sure you've had experiences in your life when you look back at points in your life and other people have looked up to you as an expert like so many years ago, and then you look back at you. Maybe it's just in contrast it looks like that. I don't know. Anyway. So long as the elephant handler doesn't require turning your pockets inside out, innit? The happiest wee dog I've ever seen is from the music video for the safety dance. What's the safety dance? Other micronova, so that's interesting. The old galactic current sheet Bidney, for those that know what that is. Which is essentially that would be the cause of a micronova, which is like a small supernova. So a micronova, depends what you're talking about. Because you've got a micronova coming from our own star, as in the sun. You've got the micronova from that, which is like an epic X50 solar flare CME type thing. Or at least that would be the symptoms we would feel would be the equivalent of. Well, actually worse than that, but we won't go there. But then you've got the other thing, which is like where you've got a supernova going on many, many light years away. I mean, that's actually different to the galactic current sheet, which is more to do with the magnetic current sheet. Well, it's the ionized current sheet coming out from the Milky Way, right? And that's like a 12,000 year cycle, hence the Mayan calendar being 12,000 years, just so you know. So, somehow they knew back then that that's like where Earth, well not Earth, but where our entire solar system goes up and down like that around the Milky Way. There's 12,500 and something years from there to do one cycle. So quite how Mayans knew that we transit the Milky Way in a sine wave elliptical orbital pattern. How they knew that, I got no idea. But anyway, that's the deal. But when you go from one to the other, you're transitioning through negative to positive polarization of that galactic current sheet. And that's what triggers supernovas or micronovas. This is what Tuck by V1's talking about, just for anyone wondering how I'm going on about this. It's because we're going on about threats to mankind and what we think's the most likely. So we're dealing with micronova, right? So just keep up. Oh God. So the point is that the micronova or supernova is typically, or can be typically, triggered by the galactic current sheet transient cycle through the negative through positive polarization of the Milky Way galactic current sheet. Whew. And we know that's the case because we can look at what's the best way of describing that? We can look at stars that are, let's say, 30 light years away. I don't mean to explain basics here, but obviously that means that light is taking 30 years to get from that star to here, or to your retina. So 30 light years away. And so we can look at stars that are 30 light years away, and we can see that they've done a supernova. Right, as in we'll see a flash in this if we watch it now with our telescopes, right? But because the micronova effects that we would feel is going about 750,000 kilometers a second, so not 750,000 miles an hour, 750,000 kilometers a second. It's not the speed of light. It's much, much slower than the speed of light. I know it sounds fast, but speed of light's like way more, right? 300 million meters per second. So the point is that you see that micronova that's 30 light years away happen, and even though that was actually 30 light years away, even though that was 30 years ago that happened, because it's taken 30 years for that light to get to you, right? Because the X-ray and gamma ray and the blast, if you like, that comes out from that is traveling at sub-light speeds, right? So you're talking, like I say, about 750 to about 1 million kilometers a second. And so, or something like that. So it's basically about much slower than the light. And so we can calculate that when we see that blow up in the light of it, we know how many years we've got, like 11 years from then until that hits us. And they've been able to triangulate it because there's other stars that seemingly have micronovaed as well that are like 70 light years away. And when they see the one that's 30 light years away do its own micronova, when they calculate the distance from it, right, it looks like it's actually coming out towards us from the center. I really apologize if I haven't explained that well enough, but this is really important concept to understand because this is real. This is a thing. So Tuck by V1's right to mention micronovas because although we've got the threat of a micronova from our own star happening, which would more look like a proper Carrington event on steroids, the micronova element coming is actually a far greater threat coming from out in the solar system, well, not solar system, out in our galaxy, as a result of that galactic current sheet polarization flip, pole flip if you like, of the galaxy, or the part of it that we're in at the moment or going through. Oh, it's nasty stuff, but believe me, it's stuff that these are all things you need to kind of understand and know about, because when scientific reports come out talking about certain things, and it just goes over the top of like mainstream media's heads, and unless you're following industry specific newsletters and stuff like that, which are useful, you would never know about it. And of course, even if it was a thing, are they going to tell you anyway if it's like going to be properly epic and it's all going to be... And we all know that the governments are never going to tell us if something epic's going to happen, which is why we always feel like we have to try and find our own ways of finding out anyway, so we know what we actually need to prepare for the most. Yeah? Do we need to go to work this month, or can we just take all of our money and just go and buy all the rest of the preps that we need and just say fuck it? That's the biggest question that I've been asked, right? On like all these shows that I've been on around the world on talking about prepping and survival. That's one of the first questions. Is always like, how do you know? That's the frustrating thing. It's like, well, you know, I need to know exactly when is bad enough and it hits the fan, because I need to know when I don't have to pay my bills anymore. It's just like, oh man, and I get it. I totally get it. To be honest, this is why I think there is an element out there of preppers and survivalists who are actually wanting something bad to happen, because I think that they think that... I mean, there is an element of it where it's like, oh well, I'd have a competitive advantage, so therefore, in today's modern landscape, I think people feel like they can't compete in the modern landscape. But if it was like apocalyptic Mad Max scenario, they feel like then that would be an environment they could compete and do well in. Some people are, you know, that's like their mindset on it, which is kind of scary. I've said about this before, you know, there's if you put it in the terms of The Purge, the movie The Purge, right? There's like 50%, not 50%, because that's gnarly as fuck, but I'm just saying in terms of preppers and survivalist type people, there's like 50-50 split. It's not, but let's just pretend it is. Where you got in a Purge, the movie, a Purge scenario, right, as an analogy, you got those that picture themselves in a Purge scenario inside their homestead with all the shutters down, with all their turrets up there, with like cameras and shit just tucked in. And you got the other portion, let's say, of preppers and survivalists who see themselves more being outside, fucking getting gnarly, man. Let's have it, Scooby-Doo, let me at 'em, Uncle Scoob. And we ain't talking about giving your ass no lube kind of shit, right? And so, like, when you close your eyes and imagine a purge, you got to ask yourself, which sort of person am I? Am I the person that imagines being out there in the old, you know, buggy Jeep with a machine gun on the top, going dun 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 dun, and just going crazy and just Molotovs everywhere? Or when you close your eyes and imagine a purge, do you see yourself in front of an open fire on a sheepskin rug, listening to the Top Gun album, yeah, eating like scones with fresh clotted cream and jam, right, with the ultimate hotspot from Sigma Prepper, with all the entertainment, the videos, the prepping survival videos, and all the other stuff you got on there, right? Instead. So that's That's when you know what sort of prepper you are, right? Fallout universe fantasy is excellent. That fantasy world, it will be as Wise said. The living will envy the dead in World War III, all out SHF. I'd rather the Galactic Core take a break and skip this cycle, but I have no reason to believe that will happen. Scones! Debbie's up for the scones, look. Let me know. You see, no one said that survival had to be uncomfortable, right? I mean, even when my many years of camping and solo camping, I've always, like, I used to go doing bushcraft camp with like about 4 dudes. And there would always be like, I would always have these comfort items that weren't really comfort items. They were just technology that allow life to be a bit easier and things. And they would sort of somewhat make fun of the stuff that I would find and or design or build and bring with me on the bushcraft camps. But, you know, ironically, they always ended up using it in some way or another over the weekend or so of our camp. And as I've become more and more solo camping and things that I really enjoy now, solo stealth camping, I've got one coming up which will be good. Hugo Bear's coming with me is the plan. So I'm super looking forward to that. I've got another bushcraft camp that I haven't even edited up and finished yet. I must get around to doing that. It's just I'm trying to get this book finished as well. And I'm scarpering around in the background, desperately trying to scrabble around for money to try and pay the bills so I can even get these things done to get them done. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh man. But we're getting there slowly but surely. Oh, look, Noelle Marie. God, I nearly missed her as I was scrolling down there. My absolute darling Noelle Marie in the house. Do you trust NASA? Never a straight answer. I think the clue's in the name, isn't it? Come on. I meant the sine wave oscillation, not... Okay, cool. Yeah, so the galactic current sheet thing then we're talking about, right? Is that why the Earth's magnetic poles reverse? Not really. That's more down to the Earth's... Well, okay, the jury's out on that, because if you look at other planets in the solar system, you'll find that they're doing some weird shit as well in terms of solar flare. Look at Robert Bonamara, an absolute super chat. Keeping the lights on. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, Robert. I hope things are going to be all right with your daughter as well. And the insurance will cover what she's had stolen in her purse, perhaps, maybe, Robert. I don't know how that works there in America. Thank you so much, though, Robert and Connie. You too. The entire show today is sponsored by all the patrons and Robert and Connie. I've got so much more I'm supposed to be showing you here. Hold on, let me get my little folder of goodies out for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got loads more, even like videos as well, things here. And we've been streaming an hour. We have. Hasn't he been babbling on? My tea's freezing cold. That's confirmed. It's freezing cold, and there's loads I want to share with you. So I'll tell you what we should do. I think we're gonna have a short 5-minute break so we can get our tea juiced up. And let me know, by the way, live in the chat, 'cause don't forget, when I say the entire show is sponsored by, it's because I do turn the ads. I've turned the ads off, right? Because I love you, so that no one has to deal with adverts. Instead, you have to deal with this ugly mug and this boring voice instead. All right, relentlessly, non-stop. So I've turned it off, but then I've got to do this thing where I have to manually tell it when I want an ad to come on, right? So otherwise people go, oh man, it's putting an ad in every 5 minutes. I'm like, oh man, really? And they're like, yeah, Drew, really? So I'm like, okay. So rather than that, I turn the ads off because I love you, so that people who watch it live can benefit from having, you know, interruption-free viewing pleasure. But what we're gonna do is go on a short break. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit that shady ad button. So at least it feels like we're doing something. Otherwise, because YouTube's never going to put this channel out to anyone. It never does anyway. That's why it just stays the same for like 3 years. It stayed the same. No matter what I do, what I talk about, or how good my videos are. So look, all the love going in for Robert. Look. Oh, it's so lovely to see. Isn't NASA in old Hebrew to see? I don't know about that. I need to hit the like button on Robert's super chat, and I think Connie's I think Connie's was a Streamlabs super chat, which is even cooler. What can I say? It's even cooler. That's not nice. I just mean there's less commish. That's all. Just catching up with the chat. I hope everyone's all right. Siggy break, says Debbie. Absolutely, sounds like a plan to me. So we got so much to talk about when we get back, and it's great these conversations that you're having live in the chat. I can't wait to catch up with you. Got 51 votes going, so we're going to carry on with the votes. We'll call that later on as well, and we'll talk about what we got. And what we'll do is we'll look at optimizing what I've got here with my SHTF Intel page. That's my home page. This one, sorry. So this is my chart down the left-hand side I have on here that I like to update as frequently as possible. It says last updated 8th of March because I was playing around with it today and I thought, you know what, I want to involve you guys in it. So let's do a live poll. Let's talk about what these threats are and let's see if maybe I need to add one in here. We've got cyber attack and internet outage, but we haven't really got fourth industrial revolution / AI revolution, and I just feel like it needs to be its own category now. It's like emerging technologies is sort of causing quite a rift, and it's also going to have an effect on the economic crisis. It's kind of tied into that, right? In the same way as global conflict has a direct impact on things like food shortages and national lockdowns probably as well, in the same way as AI and fourth industrial revolution will have an effect on things like the economic crisis and perhaps even riots and civil unrest where more and more people have no job, have no money, and get frustrated and stuff like this, right? So this is generally, regardless of the cascading effects of disasters, which is the nature of it. And in fact, if you take anything away from my ultimate prepping guide book that I'm writing at the moment, which is 22 chapters long, it's like 350 pages. If you were to summarize all of that by the time you get to the end of it, this doesn't mean it's not worth investing in, because I'm telling you what you'll take away from it. But hopefully, if I want you to take anything away from that, it's about the cascading effect of disasters. I've lived through lots and lots of different disasters in lots of different places in the world, third world countries, stuff like that, where there is no help, there is no support, people muck together, and you see that happen differently in different cultures. But one thing that I've learned is just the cascading effect of things, right? It's like you only see the one thing that you see, but when you extrapolate forward all of the things that happen as a result of that happening and that happening and that happening, this is how you end up with things like Fukushima events, right? Because it was the earthquake that took out the backup generators, and then the tsunami came in and that's what took out the main grid power, right? That's how Fukushima happened, is because of that cascade of failure, right? One after another, and then not having any power and not having any communications as a result of not having any power meant that the emergency operation to try and fix shit was complicated even more, which had a cascade on that. Do you see? So when you study these events, and it's worth doing, you'll glean so much from it in terms of how you can think through scenarios on more of a three-dimensional depth, so that you can, through, if you have to write it down, you can't do it in your mind, then write it down, but to just think about all the cascade of failure. If that happened, what would that lead to? And then you think, oh shit, and then you list all them out. It's like a branch that keeps branching out, and you realize how chaotic it gets quickly, right? And that's without flowing in the human condition. Once you add the human condition ingredient into the mix, that's where shit gets a perfect storm, just as banned again says. AI is the beast system. We'll talk about it when we get back after the break. So we're going to go and have a short break and go and get yourself a refresh cup of tea. And we'll be back here in 5 minutes. We've got a bunch more stuff to talk about, to share, to do, to consider. And so I hope you'll join me. Don't go anywhere. And I shall see you in 5 minutes. Thank you for a wonderful part one. Thank you to Robert McNamara and Connie Richards for your super chatting. Really appreciate you. Thank you to the VIP patrons and YouTube members. Don't go anywhere, because I'm not. See you in 5.
Welcome to the last show, True is on a break. Just a few minutes is all it's gonna take. But don't tune out, cause there's plenty yet to come. Get yourself a drink, cause we barely just begun. Wait for Sigma Prepper, he'll be back in a few. If you're joining us now, time to pull up a pew. Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Just a couple more minutes and he'll be back. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. When crisis hits, Sigma Prepper's ahead. The wolf pack leads with a clear-minded head. No panic, no fear, no beg, no crawl. It's more than just survival, we'll be rising tall. This isn't just preparing, it's thinking through a skill. It's seeing the future, knowing this is not a drill. We don't know where or when disaster will strike, but we know we'll be ready when it's time to fight. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. Use your time wisely, not sure how long we've got. Maybe 2 years, maybe seconds to plan and plot. Too many threats to know which it could be. It could happen right now while Drew's making tea. Learn about prepping, it can happen any day. The wolf pack house come to lead the way. The time ticks down, so get ready with your brew. Like, share, subscribe, come on, you know what to do. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Roger, copy that.
Yo, it's Sigma Prepper, where wisdom is the key. We're ready for the future, staying ahead and staying free. When the world goes dark, we won't be shedding a tear. We prep with our minds, never ruled by fear. It's not the list of preps, it's the knowledge we flex. Gaining understanding, then solving what's next. No sitting by a fire, eating squirrels on sticks. We'll be navigating chaos using Sigma Prepper's tricks.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
SHTF, we break it down smart. From the big picture view to the detail in the parts. Drew Law's got you, his knowledge on tap. Real-time strategy, he cuts through the crap. From the high IQs to the tech we choose. We're ahead of the game, we never gonna lose. We stay prepared, never needing to fight. Join Sigma Prepper and we'll make it through the night.
Not fear, it's seeing the signs. Reading tomorrow through intelligent minds. Survival's more than just having a plan. It's about how you act when it all hits the fan. Join our Discord where knowledge is prime. The wolf pack's there for you every time. In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. We're on a mission, there's no turning back. From crisis to strength, we'll survive the storm. It's knowing you've been able since the day you were born. Survival's an art, we sharpen the blade. We adapt, we survive, we're not afraid. Get yourself comfy for the Sigma Prepper show. The time is counting down and we're nearly good to go. Prepare your mind, cause intelligence is the key. Owning our instincts, we don't freeze, fight or flee. Knowledge is power, it's the ultimate force. No following the herd, we just create a new course. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive.
In the chaos of survival, your mind is your shield. When it all goes wrong, it's the wisdom revealed. The tech, the knowledge, the smart preparation. When the crisis comes, we're gonna own the situation. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing.
Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. Support me on Patreon to gain the edge. Discounts and freebies, just make a pledge. The countdown's done, it's time to go. Sigma Preppers Live, let's start this show.
Welcome back, Wolfpack. Part 2. You know how we do. Let's get straight into it. Welcome back, everyone. Cheers. Love, peace, and progress to the pack. God, it was such a rush. I had to. I didn't even get time to finish my my little sneaky siggy or anything, and I've just this second taken my tea bags out of my tea. Yes, that's right. I have 2 tea bags in my tea because I'm greedy. Which means my tea bag preps are going to last half as long as anyone else's because I have twice as many. Although I would go on major rationing when they hit the fan and we were down to using preps only. Obviously, I'd probably have a few less cup of teas a day, but I would still have 2 tea bags in each one. Milk's a real problem though, to be honest. I think we've got some powdered milk somewhere and some UHT and things like that, but I'd miss having proper fresh milk. Cheers, everyone. Great to see you with us. And I do apologise because, and you're absolutely right, Roo, I did completely busted. Good catch. I completely forgot to put the ads on during the break. That's how lovely I am, man. Yeah. Even though I'm probably in the most needy YouTuber in terms of bank balance there probably is on YouTube, doing it full time, that there is. And I'm still doing as many things free as I can. I'm just hoping at some point in my life it will all come back to me. So that's the way I roll. And just having you guys with me tonight, sharing this moment with us and sharing what we're talking about and giving your input and opinion on our live poll we got going in terms of what you think is the top SHTF threat facing Western society right now. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So thank you to everyone who's been contributing live in the chat with your ideas. What's worrying you. But I'll tell you one thing I've taken from tonight, and funnily enough, I looked at the time, I thought, wow, man, I was really trying to see if I could do a 1 hour show. I don't think I've ever been able to do many lives in my life that have been less than 45 minutes long. And I watch all these other people who seem to do a live for like 20 minutes, and I get to the end of it though, and I think, well, I haven't really learned anything out of that. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to get to the end of a 2 hour show from me and feel like I haven't learned fuck all. But I hope there's usually some nuggets in there somewhere from someone, right? Oh, man. Anyway, one thing I will say is on the SHTF Intel page, which I'll keep meaning to rename, because I don't think SHTF Intel, when I came out with that name back in the day, it's because I already ran a show somewhere else with it. It was called the SHTF News. So I wanted to get away from that. And at the time, SHTF was considered a friendly key term because I noticed Canadian Prepper in his keywords and his tags and his SEO tags, he always has SHTF and ROL, WROL, without rule of law, in his keyword tags. And this is like 4 or 5 years ago. And so I thought, oh, well, you know, it's obviously quite, I don't want to say search engine friendly, but it's like, it is friendly. It was friendly, sorry. And when you start doing the hashtag in the YouTube SEO tags, it would guess what you meant, SHTF, and I noticed now it doesn't. That's usually an indication that that keyword term has become less friendly to the search engines than it was before. So I'm just saying that I'm probably going to switch this out, or I'm going to redesign this. I'm going to keep this page as just SHTF Intel, but there will be the global threat analysis page. It will be slightly different. There'll be another page being added on as well, which I can't tell you about that because that is top secret. And that will be a Patreon only, YouTube member only kind of thing first as well, as it is with all my stuff. So much coming, so much I've been building and working on in the background over the last like 3 or 4 months, and I haven't told really anyone about 90% of what I've been building. So it's going to be really cool when it all suddenly all comes together and everyone's like, oh man. And I'll be like, yeah, oh man. Anyway, my point is that I think what I definitely need to do is to add on here AI/4th Industrial Revolution. I just think more and more it deserves to have, and particularly as we've started doing these Warzone Wednesdays, on episode 7 we'll be doing next. I'll do a show during the week before Wednesday and we'll talk about what that should be about. But I look at this list now, and I put this list together originally about 4 years ago, and when I built this page is the same list, and that was like 3 years ago, and I don't think I've added anything new on here since. I felt like I dialed it all the way in, but you know, the AI wasn't really a thing back in 2021, so well, it was for me from my background, but not to the public. It wasn't. You know, ChatGPT didn't really come around till about November 2023. Something like that. So it's quite new. So I think that should be on this list. I think it should be the robot icon. We got the zombie icon on there, look. Should we zoom in a little bit so you can see? For those on smart devices. See, I'm so thoughtful. Right. So I'm saying that, like, maybe here somewhere, because for me personally, with the industry that I'm traditionally involved in, which is very AI heavy, I've got my own AI system that I built, obviously, TIA, a tactical intelligence system, which is a licensable product as it's been built over the years. So it's kind of close to my heart, and I think as things have moved on, particularly in the last several years, the way I've seen it, I think it's becoming more of a thing. And the 4th Industrial Revolution was a thing anyway from the World Economic Forum, the way they've been talking about that. So I think we need to add that onto the list. I think it should be a robot icon. They're the two things I've taken away back from tonight so far. But I'm keen to see what other people are saying. Are things that they think the order of what they should be in, you see. And so I'm going to take away with the vote we've got running now, which we're going to be closing off in a minute. We've got 52 votes so far, so please get your live vote cast if you are with us live. Please hit the like button if you haven't done already. It does help. So we'll see. And based on that, I might push up or down if I agree only, because this is my threat analysis list, right? But if I agree with your input and your opinions, then, you know, it will sway my judgment on things. I would put AO on par, if not higher than CU. CU. I'm trying to work out what CU is. Sorry, I'm obviously slow as hell. I don't know what CU is, my darling. I'm sorry. I used all the reasoning logic that I could. My main concern would be my supply of Diet Mountain Dew. Innit? That'll be a different thing we'll talk about. We'll have a whole show where we talk about the things that we think we're going to miss the most, and we'll look at what other people's opinions are on what we can share as solutions to those things. Like I mentioned about the milk. The milk has always been a concern of mine when it comes to like SHTF, because I do like a cup of tea, and I think it's quite good in a crisis to be able to have as many creature comforts and normalities as you can. It's really good for morale when you study the psychology of a crisis, which is important to do. The more you can understand that, the more you can limit the chances of you falling apart. Amphir in the house. The Bulgarian spy ring collecting intelligence in Great Yarmouth. This is how you got to say it. Great Yarmouth. That's how they speak. Is probably an oxymoron. Meaning a contradiction. In terms. Bit of a new meaning to artificial turf, really. Astroturfing. That's artificial turf, isn't it? Astroturf. Although astroturf is a term used in psychological warfare, astroturf is where you convince people that other people are all doing something and they're not. Like, loads of bots will put out loads of tweets and shit saying that everyone's, oh, I'm voting for Hillary Clinton, I'm voting for Kamala Harris, you'll see all these things, but they're not, they're just bots. But the astroturf scenario is where psychologically you think, oh, fucking hell, if everyone else seems to be voting for Kamala, maybe I should too, right? So that's astroturfing. The grass looks green on the other side, but it's not even real grass. These are fucking bots, man. Like, creating, that's how that, it's a similar technique used in manufacturing consent. You've heard of that. I talked about that at depth as well. But manufacturing consent is very much done using astroturfing as a warfare tactic to achieve manufactured consent, you see. So you've got your objective and you've got the tactics, the warfare tactics that you use to achieve those objectives. Right? So anyway, check out the Warzone Wednesdays because I break all these things down. But it's an interesting civil unrest. Okay, sorry, yes. Thank you, Carolyn. I should have known better. I'm calling it riots and civil unrest. That's what put me off. Yes, I agree. Because I think, you know, like I say, Fourth Industrial Revolution, not just AI, because this is robotics as well. This is just technology generally. There's going to be so many. This is going to be the year of layoffs, right? Where AI agents, this is the year of AI agents, which really is going to be putting people out of work, right? On top of that, you've got the automation levels of manufacturing plants that are implementing more and more automation, robotics. Not to mention security services using more and more technology versus personnel. Not to mention when things like driverless cars become more of a thing and driverless truck driving becomes more of a thing. There's so many people's jobs gone. Most of the fast food chains now already have automated systems with touch screens to order your fucking meals when you walk in the door. You know? So it's already happening. It's in full play. And it's not really on here anywhere, is it? Let's face it. It wasn't really so much of a thing back then when I first made this list. So I think we're going to add that in. I'll give some thought to it tomorrow, actually, I think. I was going to do it live, but the show's already twice as long as it was planning to be. But it's an interesting insight. Thank you, everyone. I think it's been useful for us even. And again, I'll do a separate show about this and we'll talk about it more in depth. And of course, it does tie in really well with the Warzone Wednesday shows that we've done. And for those that don't know, they look like this. If you look out for the thumbnails on my channel, I've done it on the you can see podcasts tab on the YouTube channel for Signal Prepper. And you'll see I've got all 6 episodes that are all done nicely that feed into each other. And they're typically all edited up as well. Even though I do them live, I trim them up and take the breaks out and cut all the other stuff out. So it's just like bish bosh bash. I must check episode 6 is actually trimmed up. It should be. And again, episode 6, I don't think is even any adverts on that one, even though it took me, I don't know how many days to put all them 80 slides together to do that show. And I thought someone was complaining that there was 15 adverts or something in that hour and a half. So I just turned the ads off in the end. So I thought if it's getting in the way of people enjoying their viewing pleasure, then what's the point in me spending days and days of my time for free? No one's paying me to do it. I'm being supported by the Patreon members and YouTube members. That's all. No one's telling me to do it. So I put all these slides together to make like a cool show as informative and educational as possible. And then someone finds that someone can't even benefit from it because you've got 15 adverts getting in the way. It's like, really? Really? I'd rather these people here get all the flex in the world and all the appreciation from you guys in the world, and then we don't even have to turn the ads on, just like this one here that you're watching now. And just like I say, things like the Warzone Wednesday, no ads. Right. I know I labour the point. Thank you, Day Survival, keeping the links flowing. AI replace human jobs big time. It will affect people badly. Very concerning. I'll tell you what, meaty boy. Do you know what? Most of my life has been spent doing stuff for businesses that is now kind of AI replaced. I've been one of the first victims of it, really. But not because I've always been involved in the AI industry, so I'm ahead of the curve on all fronts on that thing. But if I hadn't have seen it coming and re-skilled, let's say, right? I mean, I come from like an award-winning website design background. What fucking worth is that anymore? I mean, quite a lot to decent businesses who understand the difference. But I'm just saying, with the way that AI can just go bish, bosh, bash and make you a website, those skills, award-winning or not, aren't worth what they were before, any more than as a video producer for my media company that I ran for many, many years as the founder of, again, an award-winning media agency, like silver awarded from Getty Images and iStock Photo, cinematographer, right, doing video production, commercial video production and that for businesses. What fucking worth is that now when you can just give AI a prompt to say, make me a video of some duck floating along the water doing whatever, singing a fucking song? You got any idea what I'd have to charge a client typically to set that shoot up? Yeah, or do the CGI and set the shoot up? It's just not worth it anymore, right? So I know what I'm talking about, because it's like there's a lot of things that I've spent my life being an expert in, right? And running businesses doing that I can't. It's not worth me trying to sell those services doing anymore. This is why I'm in a fucking tight spot, all right? Because all the stuff that I'm like known to be in demand for over the years is, you know, it's not like it was. It's not like the good old days. Do you know what I mean, though? But you know, rather than being all like, oh, fucking AI is gonna take people's jobs, you need to stop it, right? It's like, no, man, that's not the prepper's mindset. That's not the survivalist mindset. You gotta adapt and survive. It's a wolf pack thing. Where do you think my lyrics came from? You should listen to the lyrics, man. I spent weeks writing them lyrics to have meaning. I'm talking about the intro tune, for those that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Every sentence in that Wolfpack anthem means something dearly to me, which is why it's in there. Right? And the adapt and survive, we adapt and survive as a Wolfpack thing, is because that is the biggest asset you can have. And as Sigma type personalities, we generally are pretty adaptable peeps. Right? But it's the adaptability is where you're going to do well, not like moaning about the situation. I mentioned that with the whole funky situation, about why I was talking about that. Is that there's some things that you can fucking prepare for, there's some things that you can fight, and there's some things that you just got to adapt, man. You know? And so the ability to adapt, for me, it was also the fact that, fuck, man, I'm fucked. Most of the shit I'm like top end at, even as a software developer, man. My coding skill, I can code in 13 languages, right? Oh, wow. So can fucking everyone else now with AI by their side. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't quite work like that, but it does, right? So I have to be realistic and say, you know, it doesn't matter how cool I was before. I ain't shit now. I ain't shit. I mean, sure, I can make live shows that look like this and all animate and all cool shit and animations and 3D shit. Right? So, yeah, I'm not resenting having those skills and, you know, mastering those things over the years. But I'm just saying that in terms of my commercial application of that now has been taken from me, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to complain about it, or if you can't fucking beat it, join it. Love, peace and progress to this beautiful wolf pack we've built here. Thank you everyone for joining me. And what the hell was that as well? Has that not flashed up? We got orange super chat sheets from Random Warrior. Thank you so very much, Random Warrior. I really appreciate that. It says, look, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. 20 foldable sheets. 20 foldable sheets. Sorry, we need little finger, little me, bidney going on there. Respect with a letter K and the gang signs. Thank you so very much. I so appreciate that. Got no idea, right? You see, I'm so thankful I didn't turn the ads on because, you know, now people like, you know, Robert and Connie and Random Warrior. Look at the love coming in for Random Warrior alert from all the super chat, the Wolfpack. Thank you so much. Don't forget as well, another great thing that's free is get yourself part of the Wolfpack community on the Discord server, right? Because again, I spent a long time, months creating that, and then everyone else has helped create it even more. So I just categorized it all and created all these rooms. So you've got a prepping intel, so this entire knowledge base. Yeah, food storage, look at all the people, got all sorts of ideas about things they recommend. Food growing tips, protection security is a popular one. For obvious reasons. Communications is a good one to have a look at as well for people looking at ways of doing different alternative communication techniques. Water storage, it's all there. There's so much in there. And of course, the public lounge, we've got a main hangout, which is where I've just put a screenshot of the live chat we've got going, live poll we've got going tonight. So please make sure you join in with Axel and call the results of that in a minute. Plus your memes, get your memes in there. It's a great place to go if you're having a bad day. Go and check out the memes and you'll come out of there feeling much better. And if you're not feeling inspired, go and check out the Sigma quotes and go and add your own in there. And I'll be doing quotes and memes in the next show where we'll be doing a full SHF Intel Global Threat Analysis report for you. Yes. And we'll also be doing... I'll be updating. Oh yeah, so don't forget as well, you need to get yourself joined up. The other free thing as well, god dear, look at all these free things I'm launching today all at the same time. It's because I love y'alls. Right, where are we? Have I lost my page? I may well have done. It's not lost forever, don't worry. It's just the Wolfpack report one I was going to talk about. Right, so again, linked in the description below. Linked in the description below, right, is the Sigma Prepper, the Ultimate Wolfpack report. Don't forget, I soft launched this to the VIP Patreon members and YouTube members. The YouTube members are the ones that click the join button you'll see underneath this video, and then you get access to loads of custom icons, behind the scenes stuff. Anyway. Links in description, right? sigmaprepper.com/wolf-backpack-report, right? Wolfpack report. What should I call you? Whack your name in. Add your email. It's all self-explan. Join free now. Why should you get the Wolfpack report? Because I made it, of course. And I want to know what I'm talking about. Here's what you'll get as a subscriber, right? Howls and growls, global threat analysis reports, free prepping guides, and survival resources. Don't forget you're going to be getting the free winter prepping guide download that I spent ages making that for your ass as well to give it away free, which is 42 pages of goodness. Is this it? Yeah, got it open. Yeah, look, I was playing around with it for y'all. Look, you even got a nice little tick box list. It's interactive PDF, no expense spared. Right? You know me. And here's a sneak peek from my ultimate prepping guide by Sigma Prepper, which is like a big book. But I've given you a sneak peek. This is what you get in the big one. You get all 12 natural disasters broken down one by one of the cascade of failures, how it happens, noteworthy examples, warning time, disaster analysis, everything that hits the fan. How to prepare, top tips, stuff like that, right? Prioritize physical, mental health, all sorts of bidney. Obviously, Sigma Wolf. Survival is not just about having a plan, but about having a wisdom to adapt when the plan fails. Yeah, we just talked about that. And then you've got SHF Intel sources. There's so much in there, right? Like I say, 42 beautifully designed pages, if I don't mind saying myself. Do you know what? Just this bit I put together here with a survival essentials, just a mobile phone charger and power bank, just the effort I went into to give you even this. I'm an electronic engineer, by the way, so this is why I thought we've got to do stuff like this, right? So this will give you a breakdown of what a watt hour actually is in meaningful terms, in terms of what you can charge with what battery bank, how many times, and when you're stuck in your car on the roadside, understanding what cables you need for what thing and what battery bank you need to do what, right? All the deets. Look, even having spare fuses in case you blow your fuse in your cigarette car lighter socket because you're trying to use your cigarette car lighter socket electric blanket. Isn't an electric blanket the first thing in here I put in here? Because I did a review on it and we went in the woods, didn't we? Here we go. This is my one here. We went in the woods. I did a trial live in the woods. It was freezing fucking cold, -2 degrees or whatever it was. And I had my electric fleece blanket with a cigarette lighter socket, except I snipped that off and I put an XT60 high current socket on it. And I took basically a couple of lithium polymer battery packs with me and ran it off that. And it was really cool, man. It was warm, not cool. But I mean, it was cool that it was so warm, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so got that in there. But, you know, if you go blowing your, not that kind of blowing, filthy mind, right? But if you go blowing a fuse, and not that kind of blowing a fuse either, that's called road rage. But if you blow a fuse in your car, where is it? Oh, it's here. If you, sorry, everyone's going to be going dizzy and their eyes are going to be hurting now. I do apologise. Anyway, just fucking download it yourself. If you sign up for the Wolfpack report, which even that you should have to pay for, to be honest, because it's so cool, community magazine type style, right? But that's free. But as well as that being free, you get this free. It's like 42 pages worth of well-written book, if I don't mind saying myself. But anyway, you got the fuses to get spare as well, in case you blow it by trying to run your PlayStation in your car while you're stuck in a snowy ditch off your car cigarette lighter or something, right? Anyway, so you get the idea. It's well worth having. And I'd really love you to have it because I spent so long making it and it's just a shame if you don't all get to benefit from it. So go and take advantage of that. Like I say, link in description below, Wolfpack report, right? I'm launching that now. The VIP patrons and stuff have been signed up to that for a bit now. So thank you to everyone for your feedback on that. It sounds like it's been received really well and everyone seems to love the layout and design. In terms of layout and design, this is just so you know what it should look like when it comes through to you. When you do join the Wolfpack report, you'll get an onboarding email, I call it, just like a welcome onboarding for your, and it'll have your name in there and your lucky member ID. Do make a note of that. This is mine, 220202, but make a note of your lucky member ID because you'll be winning free shit, winning free cool shit, may I add. Right, anyway, but this is what your email should look like. Yeah, that you get sent when you join, just to say thank you. So imagine what the actual newsletters are going to look like every month. Yeah, got no idea what it took me to make all that, to make it as compatible as possible for light mode, dark mode, Outlook, Yahoo, Gmail, iOS mail. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. Designing proper decent looking in my, how I like to, what I call decent looking, because you might not like it, you might think it's shit, not your style, but for me, I want it to look the same when everyone's shit. And nowadays it's so difficult because there's so many different platforms, so many different email clients that you could be on. You could have light mode, dark mode, be on a mobile, on a desktop. Oh god, it's a nightmare. Anyway, so I've done the best job I can do, so it should look cool. But if not, you will see the open in browser link that I've added in there for you. And I wrote a script and stuff that will allow you to see it in a browser in its full glory. And that'll be the same for each newsletter. So whatever your email client does to the newsletter, don't worry about it. You can click on that link and you'll see it in its full glory, customized to you with your name and ting. Thank you for getting the links in there, Day Survival. My wife has the same blanket she uses every cold morning on her way to work. It's cool, isn't it, man? Wear 3 layers, keeps you warm. Yep. Oh, is Debbie off? Did I miss my Debbie poos? Beautiful book. Thank you so much, Daily Survival. And so lovely to have seen you, Debs, my darling. And we'll catch up anyway behind the scenes. Catch up tomorrow. Definitely. Random Warrior, new subscriber. Super appreciated, my man. Thank you so very much. Nice sheets, Random. Yeah, there's a bunch of videos that I'd recommend seeing. If any, I think Defo per Chefo. That means definitely. You want to be checking out my advanced principles of prepping. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Which would look like this. Yeah. And so these are shows that I've done talking about various things. So this is the advanced principles of prepping, right? If you find this on my channel, why do we need to prepare, right? I did an entire show and it's really good to see because this breaks it all down. It's a great place to start. The objectives, unique considerations, where do I even start? The Eisenhower matrix. I talk about classic prepper mistakes. We talk about prepper profiles, which is a massive segment which looks like this, which is a concept I came up with many years ago that people seem to like, which talks about the each of the different types of preppers, like the hunter who's all about hunting and growing supplies, but fucking completely forgets about the other shit and comes unstuck. Look, they reckon they can survive for 18 months with all the hunting and growing, but really they can't, because look at their energy and fuel. They're out in about a month. So that's the idea and the concept of that. And then you've got the kitchen queen, which is all about the food storage and getting into all that and canning and shit, but got no security and protection. Look, 0 weeks worth of surviving of security and protection. And then you got the commando, who's all about getting all the machetes and the knives and the blades and the guns and the crossbows and fuck knows what else, and the zombie knives, right? But again, medical supplies ain't got a fucking clue. Pets and animal supplies, who gives a shit about that? All their animals have died. Water filtration, not bothered about it, because the commando's more interested in go and steal all their stuff off of the kitchen queen, because they've got no security and protection, you see. So the commandos are the people that think they're going to go and steal everyone else's shit, right? So really, being a Sigma prepper, and what I teach is about the concept of being more strategic in your approach. Look at Random Warrior becoming a member like an absolute master, right? Thank you, YouTube, for letting that one slip through that did actually find me, that likes me. Sorry, YouTube has a habit of, you know, not letting anyone find me, and when they do, I wake up in the morning and they've been unsubscribed and they send me an email going, I got unsubscribed from YouTube. And anyway, thank you so very much. So this is kind of like the idea, the gadget geek look. No hunting and growing bid need, no medical supplies, all the gear and no idea, right? And then you got the Sigma prepper. So what it's all about, right? We've got incremental prepping strategies and stuff like that, right? So anyway, I did a whole massive show about that. There's loads of videos like that, which are more my style of content and things, as well as bushcraft and bugging out and obviously the products that I develop and things. But these are the videos that are, you know, I would recommend if someone finds my channel, are the ones to take advantage of, because I took a long time putting them together over years of doing these shows on other people's videos over the years before I was known as Sigma Prepper. Now, more recently, where I had some trouble. Not trouble, but yeah, you know, the whole truth of community thing. It's an interesting place to be when you're not allowed to know the truth about shit. So, you know, a lot of people got taken down in 2020, didn't they? I got taken down about 2014, 2016, and I got taken down again in about 2020 with a totally different channel again. Cheers, everyone. Anyway, that's how we roll, right? We adapt and survive. It's a Sigma Prepper Wolfpack thing. And here we've all ended up, right? Amazing. Anyway, so we need to call a vote, don't we? Because I'm just blabbering on and I said it was going to be a short show and I haven't even shown you all the stuff. Drew, what are you doing? Right, hold on. Let me just at least show you a few bits and pieces. Right, first of all, right, if you ever think you're having a bad day, right, can you imagine if it was your job? If it was your job, right, okay, let me just dial that back. We're talking about a boat here, right? This is Russia style-y, so those that are worried about Russia, you're right to be, right? This is Russia style-y. This is lich. This is the environment that they're used to dealing in, right? Imagine this is your job. This boat, believe it or not, is stuck in the ice. But no, check this out. They've had to literally saw away the ice just to get to the propeller. With axes and circular saws. Look at the staggered layers of the ice walls that they've had to cut down to get to the propeller. When I say this thing's stuck in the ice, you've got no idea. Can you imagine if this was your job, is to dig in this boat out of the ice? It doesn't matter how many tens and hundreds of millions of dollars the boat's worth. Just the fact that being told that you got to dig this fucker out of the ice. Like literally ice. I'm not messing about. This is walls of ice that they've dug down to get to the rudder and the... Right. So my point being is, if you feel like you're having a bad day, just be thankful that that's not your job. Right, it's digging a fucking boat out of the freezing ass ice with nothing more than an axe and a circular saw. Fuck me. Thank you so much, Daily Survival. Patreon, definitely a great way to support the channel. Thank you to Tracy as well, our latest V.I.P member, joiner. See, that band again knows the score. The clue's in the name, in that right band again, right? Clue's in the name. I've had 5 channels banned, closed, and dozens. Do you know what? I'm super careful. I've had a channel. I've still got a channel. It's been going 18 years on YouTube, right? I come from video production, media background, so I know how not to get banned, right? So I haven't actually got banned. I've just ended up being the other version of it that you're not allowed to say out loud online, right? Oh, totally, man. That's what we're all about here. Sigma Prepper Crew. We're all about the love, yeah, and the respect. Whoosh, gang signs and the letter K. No messing about. No expense spared. Travelling snapper. Sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late. No such thing as being late. You walked in exactly when you planned to, yeah. Lovely to see you, Sandy. Love to Nana as well. I hope she's well at the moment. She hasn't had any additional. Commandos are actually very resourceful. Are they? Not as resourceful as Sigma Preppers, so no. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Could do about that then, eh? I'll keep telling family members to get up the gun clubs and get a license to keep a gun at home. With no law and order and full SHTF, they will survive. Invaders, yeah. And you know what? The best defense really is early warning. So security, having energy is useful because you can have CCTV cameras. Like what I'm in now, my lab / office is completely independent from the grid, right? I've got solar panels on the roof, 600 amp hour backup bank, inverters, stuff like that. Electric e-bikes that I can charge indefinitely from the sun, independently. Racks with microgreens ready to go, with all the internal UV lighting, not UV, sorry, the spectrum, full spectrum lighting, LED strips in all the shelves, so I can have all the blinds shut in here, and no one would even know that you're growing microgreens in here because you don't need the light coming in because I've got the solar panels on the roof powering the LED lights there, stealth as you like, right, and various other things. All my CCTV systems that I've got rigged up everywhere will continue running indefinitely from the battery bank. So having energy is important because it gives you a massive tactical advantage, right? I've shown you some of my slightly less known about communication systems and surveillance systems and things like this that I've got deployed and I've built and designed, and I've done shows explaining about how much of a force multiplier it is, even for a single lone woman on their own. If you know which direction a threat's coming from, or that it's coming from a direction you've already got the upper hand, right? And in a grid down scenario, not many people are going to have the upper hand, right? So it doesn't take much to have some pretty good force multipliers and some good leverage, even if you're a single woman or, you know, just a normal guy, you know, living with a normal family who does a normal corporate job, right? That's what we're all about here. I did used to work for my father-in-law's family business, cleaning sewers and huge waste collection tanks the size of a small house. We all need a plan B and C and D. And then an E in case the A, B, C and D doesn't work out. Yeah. But then that's the whole point of, if you become, the more experienced you become in crises. I was fortunate to have been thrust into so many scenarios, living in weird places, like living on a small little island in Southeast Asia, you know, where the power goes out all the time, your well gets contaminated randomly, and all these weird things you have to figure out, right? Been in other countries where we've had earthquakes that have ruptured water pipes, and then we haven't had water for a year. We lived in places like Cyprus where there was a water drought. We lived there for 3 years, and for a year of that, we had water only 3 days a week from the government would turn it off because of the drought. So I think when you live in environments like that, I could go on and on and on, right? But when you live in environments that aren't Western, you become a prepper anyway, because you're just having to deal with fucking crises on a daily basis. And so really, people in the West are spoiled. Spoiled. Yeah, learn dependency. Learn dependency is what it is, right? And this is why when I came back to the UK, people thought I was crazy. It's like, man, no one's got any fucking nothing. Yeah, people buy their dinner on the way home from work and they got fuck all in their cupboards. It's like, well, what if the grid went down? What if the lights turned out? Yeah, what if suddenly it was like martial law? Or what if, like, I mean, fuck me. And then we have like 2020 comes along, and then everything I was saying to people for like 15 years before that about, you know, what if it was a lockdown? What if I didn't ever call it a lockdown? No one knew it was a lockdown. But I used to talk about martial law and shit, where you can't leave your house. What are you going to do then? You'll only be able to eat what you got there. And then that kind of happened in 2020, didn't it? A version of that I was trying to give people the example, because we've lived in we were in Thailand when the military coup going on, right? When the military coup was going on, a lot of shit got shut down. There's a lot of stuff you couldn't get, right? Fuck, man. And you can't explain this, you can't describe it to people unless you live through these things in these crazy places where you're not even it's not even your native country, and it's not even your language. I can speak Thai, obviously, but it's not my language or anything. You feel like a guest, even though you've lived there 10 years. You know, it's just, when you couple all that together, it just makes you a certain type of person that realizes that you have to be so dynamic and adaptable just because of, you know, the reality that you see of how quickly things go wrong and how cascadingly bad it is for society and how quickly that cracks apart. When you see it real life, like we were living in Thailand with the fucking Asian tsunami, if you remember that. We were there. My best friend was chief of tourist police, man. You should have seen, like, he asked if I wanted to come with him to Phuket to clear up. I was like, fuck that. When he came back, I was glad I didn't. He showed me all the pictures that I wouldn't want anyone to ever have to see. But I saw all the pictures of what he was there to clear up. The Asian tsunami, right? And where we were living, we had influx of people that were being sent there because all their places and hotels had been trashed. And you see the stories firsthand, not the shit you saw on the TV. I'm talking about the real stuff that I wouldn't wish anyone to have to see with their own eyes. Thais are a little bit, I hate to say it, but Thais are very gory. If you've ever lived there, you'll understand what I mean. When you watch the news in Thailand, like the Thai news on Thai TV, right? I can't read Thai, I can understand Thai, but I can't read it. It's like 54 characters instead of like 26 or whatever we got. But when you watch their news, it's like really gory. They show you real gory stuff. I remember one time it was in like, and it happened where I lived actually, and there was a young woman who was knocked off her little moped and got dragged along under the back wheels of a cement truck. No fucking about. And they showed the whole thing and the streak of her going up the fucking road. Oh God. Like, just in the fucking news. It's like, what? And then you watch like Thai TV, and anytime there's like a cigarette, someone's got a cigarette to their mouth, they blur it out. What the fuck? You're blurring out cigarettes on TV, but that shit's alright. Someone's fucking head scraped up the road by a cement truck. Fuck. You know, this is like, different cultures are just different, right? And it's a weird, this is what I say, it broadens the horizons. It makes you think differently because you're just living amongst different cultures all the time. That wouldn't be normal in the UK. By any means, that wouldn't be normal. Oh. Thank you so much, Travelling Sapper. What's going on with my alert thing's not working? Is it the sticker's not triggering or something? Oh man, look, there's so many things I still haven't even done, and we've been going on for ages, man. Look, it's more than 2 hours. That wasn't the idea. Right, there's some cool stuff I wanted to show you. I'll save some other bits and pieces for the next one. Is it this? This one's cool. I've got to show you this. Look, check this out. I really want one of these.
That can hold 400 pounds.
So this is a boat that can hold 400 pounds. Look how it folds up, look. Right? So it just rolls up like a... I mean, no messing about. I've got a poncho. Like, bivvy thing. That doubles up as like a tent thing. But it's literally bigger than fucking this. But anyway, check this out. This is like a boat. But see how it goes up.
First, unravel it. Unfold the sides. Shake it out. And very gently scoop air.
So just scooping air in, look. Just walk along with it. Fold the fucker up.
Close the seam, give it a few rolls, clip it, and you're good
Come
to
on.
go. It's great for river crossings when hunting, hauling gear, having fun with the family, or
Come on.
water emergencies like floods.
Do you need distributors in the UK? I'll be one. Right? Come on, let me know live in the chat if you think that's cool as fuck. I do. Yeah? Let me know your thoughts. Right, so we've had 61 votes on the live poll tonight. So I'm going to call it, right? And I'm going to take a screenshot of it as well, so we can put it on the community, the Discord community server. Let me jump on there now. Again, this is free for you as well. Spent ages making this. It's a great place to be, so take advantage of this as well. So, poll results then. This is from our live poll. Poll results. I can't even see. Poll results. Let's paste that in there. Bosh, this is how easy Discord is, right? Links in the description below. Free to join. This is the Sigma Prepper Discord server. So poll results then is... What is the top SHF threat facing Western society right now, according to you? And this is how you voted. It looks like, and I told you it was even tighter than this at the beginning, and it did actually level up to being the global conflict. World War III is the thing that people are most worried about, thinking it's going to hit the fan. The biggest top threat. So that's at 38%. You got inflation and economic crisis is second there with 33%, followed by AI and fourth industrial revolution. So I tell you what, I think it definitely says to me, and I don't think there's anything I disagree with there. And so I think here on the global threat analysis or the SHF Intel page, again on the sigmaprepper.com website, I'll update this tomorrow, Sunday, when I wake up tomorrow. Obviously it's like gone midnight now, so but tomorrow I'll update this, and I'm going to add in the AI and fourth industrial revolution as a further global threat to this list. I'll see where it fits in best for the naming convention, but I'll get that added in. And I think the global conflict needs to rise above the inflation and economic crisis. I haven't actually changed this graph bit for like a couple of months. And I think with Trump in power, things have changed a bit with the economic elements of it. They can't change because it's baked into the cake that it's going to collapse. But I'm just saying in terms of, I think a lot of things have changed as a result of Trump getting into power several months ago, taking power. So therefore, it's going to have an effect on the perception of things as well. So I think it needs to be updated in line with that. But anyway, so thank you for your input for tonight to deal with that, and again including contributing in the live poll. So let me just call an end to that officially after 61 votes. So thank you to all those 61 people that cast your vote. Thank you, traveling. Oh, see, that's interesting. Is there a time? I think there's a time lag delay here. That's awful. I'm so sorry, traveling sapper didn't see me acknowledging the sticker. Like I say, stickers should pop up here and they haven't been, but I did see it in the chat and I called it out and thanked you. But I don't know if you said that after. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, you need to put your live. What YouTube does as well is it's like top chat or live chat. And so if you put it on live chat, it will be in order chronologically. Whereas sometimes I have it on top chat, and it only shows you certain things, right? So be aware of that. But thank you so very much. Oh, you see, look, it's he did, yeah. I do apologise if I miss anyone. I mean, man, believe me, you know, I've turned the ads off. It's the best I can do with people for shows like this, and so anyone who's doing super chats, I absolutely appreciate, because it's a way of them sort of giving back and saying they appreciate that, right? So I really appreciate your super chats, everyone tonight, and if I have missed anyone, I really apologise. See, Paul sees it. I'd get one of them airboats, isn't it just, man? I'd definitely be getting one of them. I've got a load of other videos that I wanted to share with you as well, but I mean, obviously it's been a big show tonight already, and I wasn't intending to. So I'll do another show maybe tomorrow or Monday anyway, and I'll save some of them vids for them, and I'll probably have a whole bunch of new ones anyway. But I probably tried to do too much today because, of course, we've got the winter prepping guide, which is out as part of the Wolfpack Report newsletter, which I've just publicly launched as well. I say publicly, obviously, because the Patreon VIP members have joined that a week ago, was it? I launched that. And then the 1st of April will be the first actual report going out, so don't miss that. So get yourself joined as part of the Wolfpack Report before then. Just enter your name and an email address. Join free now. So yeah, secretprepper.com/Wolfpack Report, but check out the link in the description. It's in there for you. And I'll also, in the meantime, perhaps tomorrow as well, while I'm doing some config to the secretprepper.com website, I'll also make sure that here on the Discord server, I'll also put a link directly to the newsletter Wolfpack Report page, so you can go and sign up for that free as well and take advantage. So get yourself joined up on the Discord server if you're not already, and then I'll make sure I make that as an announcement officially, so you can go and you can see the link there. But yeah, let me know if you get any problems. I'd be really appreciate any feedback on the newsletter as well. Discord's a good place to do that, because obviously it's kind of like a soft launch, and if there's any bugs or anything on any particular browser or something that you're viewing it in, or email client, then please do let us know before the official newsletter comes out, so I can make any bug fixes I might need to. But this is how it should look in your email bin, and not in your bin. So this is how it should look in your email when it arrives. This is just the welcome onboarding email. But there's the link there to download your free copy of the winter prepping guide. So go and take advantage of that. All 42 pages are yours for free as a welcome. And a thank you for joining the Wolfpack Report. So that's what it should look like. If your email doesn't look like that, because you're using some weird thing like Windows Mail from 1927, then you'll see in the email it's got view in browser version. Right, I spent ages making that for you so that you can still see it, because I want it to be like a community magazine type styly newsletter with lots of like insights and analysis and sort of secret news stories that are going on that not many people are talking about, things like this, right? just different. And celebrating the wolf pack as a whole in there as well, with community news about people who won the Sigma Prepper quiz and things on the monthly Sigma Prepper live show we do. Just loads of stuff, right? I think I've got about 30 segments that I want to be in each of the reports, but I'm only really going to be able to fit about, 4 segments in each report, so I'm going to have to rotate it around. It's going to be different every month. Don't miss it, is all I'm saying. Anyway, would love to be maybe tomorrow we'll do a show, because I'd quite like to do an after party for the VIP Patreon members. I really enjoy that, so maybe tomorrow we'll do that. Tonight's a bit tricky, but tomorrow we'll do that. So we'll do a show tomorrow. That will be my intention. 10 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, as we usually do. And then we'll have an after party as well on Discord for the VIP members. We had one publicly last week. Once a month we do it publicly for those that aren't, for those in the cheap seats. And it was lovely talking to Tracy in the after party and stuff. So it's lovely talking to you. Like voice I'm talking about. Our after parties are all done voice to voice, right? Talking in a group, which again is much more liberating. You know what I mean? We can talk about various topics. But yeah, so thank you so very much for everyone who's joined me. I've got so much more. I'm sorry it was so all over the place. As I just tried to fit too much in that I've been working on in the background that I'm now slowly revealing to you all. So please go and make sure you get yourself joined up on the Wolfpack Report. The link's in the description of this video below. Thank you to everyone who's helped to keep the lights on and the internet connected. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I do apologise wholeheartedly to the travelling sapper, who a couple of his, or one of his super chat stickers don't seem to be popping up here, whereas Streamlabs super chats, sorry, and normal super chats are. So I do apologise, travelling sapper, if I've missed, but thank you so much for your contribution. 2 stickers from a travelling sapper, so I really appreciate you supporting the channel, man. I'm really sorry you didn't see my appreciation, because I know times are hard for everyone, right? Not just me. So even $1 is still $1 that you've had to work for, that you're giving me. So believe me, I appreciate it, right? So anyway, without babbling on and feeling really bad and guilty and mean now, because someone's gone away disappointed, which is like... Anyway, love to each and every one of you. I should catch up with you. Well, finances a bit later on. Circus tent for me and the others. But other than that, yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing a show, and Monday. And we'll see what we can do about a show for Wednesday. For the Warzone Wednesday. We'll see if we can get something figured out in time for that. But anyway... am I in completely the wrong? Yeah. And I think that's about it. There was loads more on my list here that I haven't even covered, so I'm feeling really bad, which is one thing I'm going to have to do it properly tomorrow, and I'll try and get it a little bit more organised. But in the meantime, thank you so very much to each and every one of you for joining me tonight. Do hit the like button if you haven't done already. I've been Drew the Sigma Prepper. You've been such a wonderful bunch. Thank you everyone for your generosity. Couldn't do it without you. Love, peace and progress. To the pack.
Wow. Reject the herd, prepare the pack. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed. From a single lone woman to a family of 5. Learn from Sigma Prepper and see how you can thrive. We understand the risks that tomorrow could bring. We adapt and survive, it's a wolf pack thing. Click the like button, it's as easy as that. Check the description for the links you need. Follow my socials, subscribe to my feed.